this is a comparable bid that you submitted.
Yes.
This proposal does not include the gates, and it's about the same price. But what your point is this is a lot more fencing.
Yes.
So you think that it kind of offsets?
I took Todd. He's a local guy. I like to give the local people work. He came by when my fence was ran into by somebody else. I said, I'll have this company who did it fix it, but when I get ready to do the other fencing, I'll give you a call, which is what I did.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleagues.
Judge. There was really never a clear and unambiguous meeting of the minds about both of your interpretations of this bid. It says a track across driveway not included. If somebody else did the work of laying the tracks, according to your bid, you would still have to install all the gates. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So how much would you have required in labor for that work?
It's about $650.
Were the tracks done before the new guy built the gates?
No, the guy who put the fence that built me the gates put the tracks in.
Do you have a copy of what you paid to the new company to come and do the gates?
Yeah, you have a canceled check there. J.P. Wilson, $5,720.
Do you have any type of bid from them explaining what the scope of that work was?
I might have it all on my phone.
Could you pull it up? Could we see it?
Do you know what it was for, Mr. Berman?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Do you know what the 5,000, whatever you paid?
Yeah, it was for putting the tracks in, building the gates from scratch, and all the material needed for the gates.
He did give you some materials.
Yeah, that I bought. I bought all the material. He didn't buy any material.
No, I know.
Are you saying that the $5,000 was essentially for his labor?
The $5,720 was for labor and material.
Well, how much was for material?
The guy who did the job, who
He didn't break it down.
Todd knows. No, he was another local guy, but he was recommended.
You don't know how much material costs?
All I know is what I spent to finish the job that I was told I would get.
I want to know how much in labor it would have cost to install the gate so I could deduct that if I needed to.
I don't know what it would cost. I mean, because
I know how much it costs.
How much?
It's $1,500 per gate, just for the electronics.
That's what I asked you before. You told me $650.
No, I said that's how much I was going to do it for, so that we could move forward and I could finish the gates and we could do everything.
So how much of your bid went to the labor that you were listing for the gates?
$580.
You just told me $1,500.
No. That's to install the electronics. I was not doing the electronics.
I got it. I can understand why you are.
Okay, did the replacement company you brought out do the electronics?
Yeah, he put in the operator he
Oh,
just ran a line under the driveway.
How much do you think you should give him back, if anything?
Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I worked for $650. He should give me another $150.
I usually get people like that. Just what do you think?
All right.
Okay, well.
I have nothing further. Are we good?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to excuse both of you while we deliberate. Thank you both.
This court is again in session.
Gentlemen, this was a very difficult case for us to resolve. Why? Let's start out with the fact that obviously the two of you were not operating on the same wavelength. You didn't have a meeting of the minds. You should have had a more clearly specific written agreement about what work you were going to do, what the labor was specifically related to rather than a general amount. And unfortunately, Mr. Babb, you should have had receipts indicating what your costs were from the $5,000 that you paid to finish the work, rather than leave that to our speculation. So we've had to kind of figure out what the two of you intended, what the two of you are saying to us, and try to come up with some way to be fair to both of you. The defendant, you admit, did work for you. He did actually install a fence and apparently did it well, and even in your complaint, you give him accolades for his work. The question is, how much of the $10,000 or so that you paid to him was over and above what you should have paid for? We come up with the figure of $1,200. You might think it's speculative, but it's not. The explanation for how we arrived at that was based upon a number of the exhibits that were introduced, and I certainly am not now going to lay them out for both of you. So the verdict of the court is in favor of the plaintiff for $1,200.